Well, good morning. I'm Jane Morgan and welcome to the Pure Foods Tasmania Investor Webinar. Last week, the company announced the acquisition of Daly Potato Company in Tasmania. Some of you might already know the business as the potato salads and meals solutions based products and are already on the shelves of Woolies, Coles and IGA. To talk us through the acquisition, I'm joined by Managing Director Michael Cooper and Susie Daly from Daly Potato Company. Michael?
Thanks, Jane. Thanks very much. Thanks to all the guys joining online today. It's a very exciting update. I know we only had one of these only just recently, so to come back to the table this quick is great for us. So very exciting to have the Daly Potato Company now part of the PFT family. Obviously, Susie's sitting on my left here, so very excited, very excited to have Susie with us. As per the investor presentation, that the Daly Potato business doing about 2 million in revenue. Growing very, very fast. It's sort of grown 33% in the last couple of years. It's really good scope of distribution throughout the Australian network with supporting Woolworths, Metcash, Coles. There's new MPD coming on the tarmac very quickly. It's a vertically integrated business. We haven't bought the actual potato farm as such, but we have signed a 5+5 supply agreement for the potatoes. One big thing I'll say, and the big thing with potato salad is such that those who eat or purchase it, there's a big difference in the quality. The Daly Potato product is by far superior. The actual Dalys, the Daly family, actually nearly all their potatoes are nearly named. I think they're all part of the family, and they actually choose and hand grade the actual potatoes for their actual potato salad. So they're just not seconds. They're as good as eating potatoes. So as soon as I did a little research and actually tasted Susie's products compared to the other products in the market, it was just an absolutely no-brainer. It was just, other people weren't in their league. So very exciting. I won't steal Susie's thunder, but she is farmer. Her husband and himself currently are Farmer of the Year, which is pretty hard to achieve, which is pretty exciting. So I'll hand you over to Susie. But as a PFT group, to bring Susie into the business, she's all about food. She loves quality. Her MPD is a middle name, so her and I will get on pretty well. There's so much opportunity, so we're super excited.
So just on that, Susie, there was a question that did come through. So you were Farmer of the Year in 2019. So what did this mean for PDC?
We were really humbled to become Farmer of the Year because there's some amazing farmers throughout Australia. The judges chose our business unanimously, which was very rare, and we were chosen because we chose to become a sustainable business and diversify into different businesses, it's just our farming practices, and we've created employment in our country area that struggles to have employment.
I think one of the big things was made me laugh was Susie's got 4 children, and she was being pestered by I think the Farmers Association to actually put an entry in. She goes, no, too busy, not going to do this. So one of Susie's daughters, Ruby, actually entered them behind the scenes. They didn't even know, and then they won. So it's all about being sustainable. It's also important for PFT is that it's all about sustainability for us living in Tassie and the great soils we have, and to respect our soils we grow in. The Daly company actually use all their potatoes, so there's no potatoes left in the ground at all. So the soil can recover so much better. By creating Daly potatoes or potato salad business, all that fully integrated, they're able to use all their potatoes in the full life cycle as such. So it's a credit to the Dalys to win Farmer of the Year is pretty impressive. But to actually be very, very transparent on how the whole process is done as well was a big thing for myself as well to get involved with a great family like that.
Perfect. I mean, this is probably one for you, Susie. What other products can we look forward to seeing in the Daly Potato range?
So the synergies between the businesses just go hand in hand, and we love premium products. You know, our business is built around taste first. So we hope to build on making premium mayonnaises and meal solutions. The plant-based stuff is the thing of the future, and it's something that, you know, I really have wanted to do. And now that I've come on board and got good people around us, that we can actually build the brands to the future.
One thing that's really exciting that Susie didn't mention is probably the probably biggest accolade they've got so far. They're about to launch potato mash and gravy ready to eat into Woolworths nationally, which is super exciting. So basically, you know, when everybody goes to the hot pot section, they'll pick up their hot chicken or their hot roast pork. Sitting alongside that is going to be a potato and gravy ready to take home. So that's, you can get, there'll be, you know, a $5 purchase price. So the chicken's 10, and for $15, you can basically feed your family with fresh hot roasted chicken and Tasmanian mashed potato and gravy. So that's super cool. So I don't know how we're going to get the kilos off in this business, but there'll be so much great food to eat. So, and we hope to extend on that into other categories, but to secure that business of Woolworths into 600 odd stores, it's rolling out in 25th of October. So that's another big credit to Susan. They've been working on that product for probably 6 months, getting the packaging right. It's all about the actual making sure that the gravy held well with the potato, and it's just not as easy as pouring gravy on top of potato. There's a lot of art and a lot of IP went into that. So it's a credit to Susie and the team to create that. And
they've already approached us about, we sent in a sweet potato and gravy and a potato bake and said, you know, peas and corn, so that they can actually, you can buy like your whole meal from that, because we'll always see that that is a growth area, and so it's pretty exciting to bring that to them.
Thank you. Well, there's been quite a few of these questions coming through. Michael, this is probably one for you. So what other types of businesses are you looking to acquire?
So we hopefully, you know, this latest acquisition and showing that part of our mandate is that we will support small Tasmanian and other producers in Tassie. So hopefully we can flush a few out through this. I mean, the Dalys have come into the business and basically put all the skin on the table. So they haven't took 100 grand cash out of the deal. The rest is in script. So the Dalys really believe in the model. Obviously, I believe in the model. Susie's probably the second biggest shareholder now with the transaction that we did. It just shows other Tasmanian great producers that the opportunity is to roll up into a great marketing and branding company, that we can take their produce to the world and support it with resources. You know, we've got great marketing, we've got great supply and logistics, back of house is there. So we'll look at any opportunity, Jane. But as I said, just sort of laid out early days where we want to be. We want to be in categories that have got growth and better for you with the consumer. We want to be in categories that have synergies in supply chain, both in and out as well. So that's the strategy. So hopefully, knock on the doors, we're here.
So Susie, what excites you about the future now that you've joined the PFT family?
Well, I must say, firstly, when I signed the papers, I did cry, and I, you know, because it's been my baby and my passion, and that's why I've chosen to leave my money in the business, because I have a strong belief of its future. It just got too big for me on my own. So I was just jack of all trades, and I just needed really good business people behind me to take it to the next level. And you know, I'm just really, really excited about the future now that I've got Michael on board and the team of Pure Foods, because honestly, the world is our oyster.
Thank you. So in the release, we mentioned that there was other mayonnaise-based products in the works. Can you elaborate on what these are and when we can expect to see them on the shelves?
Yeah, we sort of hope to be in the ready-to-eat mayonnaise business as well. So we're looking to organic and vegan. Ready-to-eat, I mean, in a squeeze bottle, pour it. I won't give up too much because there could be some competitors online, Jane, but we've got some pretty exciting NPD in the high-end premium mayonnaise space. Stuff that's never been done before. So, you know, we obviously produce our own mayonnaise for our salads, so that we take it to the next level, and we're going to have like a very integrated mayonnaise business as well. The category itself is growing, although people might think it is. It's definitely a growing space, but there's so much opportunity to move into. You know, food on the go, QSR restaurants, quick service restaurants, the Subways of the world, they're always looking for innovative, they're always looking for better for you mayonnaises. So there's so much opportunity, obviously international opportunity as well with shelf-stable mayonnaise is quite easy for distribution as well. So our Asian customers are also really excited about the opportunity to make sure that we can develop any sort of mayonnaise for each different category or country that we need to play in. So we've got the distribution partners, we've just got to bring the product to them.
Well, just on the distribution partners, actually. So how does the company plan to capitalise on the established relationships with the major retail chains, so Woolies, Coles and IGA?
Yeah, no, it's great for us. PFT currently doesn't have a relationship with Coles, so straight away the doors opened already. We've had already some connection join up with Coles, so we'll obviously be signing PFT. We'll have a vendor number set up with Coles very, very quickly. We'll be able to start trading with Coles, which we haven't had before. So that's, Coles and Woolly have 80% of the Australian market. So, there was potentially 40% of the market we're missing out on, but now that door is now open for us. So all the products that PFT looks after today will be going and presented to those markets as well. Metcash as well, and obviously Metcash has supplied the Daly Potato Company to the Community Co, which is the branded Metcash brand, which is going really well. Just about to launch 3 SKUs into the IGAs under a co-branding in Tasmania as well as a trial. So that's in 3 SKUs into the meal solution category. So quite exciting, but also opening up to additional retailers. Now that we have that, we now be dealing with Costco, we deal with Aldi, we deal with Woolworths, we're going to deal with Coles, we deal with Metcash. So there's not many players left apart outside of the high-end independents, which we're dealing with as well. So we've nearly got the whole retail base now covered in Australia, which is pretty amazing.
Okay, well, still on that retail space. So what products and shelf space could we be allocated, and what promotional spending approach do you think is required to support the market presence?
Yeah, it's interesting. It says, to answer that question, every category is different. The amount of promotional spend you spend per category to get your biggest uplift. It's about make sure that you get sales off promotion, because when you're promoting, it's quite expensive. So if you get that baseline to grow, that's what you need to do. So make sure your promotional prices are targeted at the right space. As far as shelf space goes, we are in the same, for example, with Woolworths, we're dealing with the same buyers, we're dealing with pate, and we're dealing with meal solutions and potato and gravy. So I've sort of mentioned many times before, we've got to become relevant. It's now we go to that portfolio, that conversation with the buyer with a lot more relevance, and we mean a lot more to them. That whole category sits in the deli chiller space. So we hope to own more of that chiller space, and as the more SKUs we add to it, they're in that same category, we get more shelf space. And it's all about family and brand presence. So at eye height and value of return of retail space is what the retailers want, and that's what we want as well.
And when I actually rang the head of Daly and told him that, I'd sold to Pure Foods, he said, just keep doing what you're doing, that the Tasmanian produce is just really hot market at the moment. And they're very supportive of myself and can understand the reasons why I've done what I've done.
Thank you. So look, in the announcement, we mentioned the synergistic benefits of acquiring DPC. Michael, maybe if you can just elaborate on these.
Yeah, there's quite a few there already. Like we've got supply chain opportunities, basically with procurement, with purchasing raw materials. We both buy a lot of raw materials from the same suppliers. So we've already started one conversation already, only last Friday, with a supplier that's already looking at our packaging. So there was quite a large windfall in that, and that was in the first 3 days of purchasing. So there's a huge opportunity in that whole supply chain, and that's on raw materials coming in. On raw materials going out, the freight and logistics opportunity is quite large as well. We'll be able to capitalise more on getting a bulk into a truck for freightalisation. It increases as well. So there's a synergy for both businesses there. There's obviously admin. We'll be centralising admin just into one central office. So we'll be reducing some costs there. And obviously the most exciting thing for me is the NPD opportunity, and having Susie on board sitting beside me here. She has a great flavour for food, and she's got some really smart food technologists that have been working with Susie to create Daly, which will now come into our fold as well and help us create the next level of high-end food. We've got some, I think I mentioned last time, some super exciting stuff coming where we're going to value add other Tasmanian product and bring it all into one, to have our superfoods, if you want to call it, that no one else has done before. So now with the extra energy that Susie's got, and she'll keep the whip on me. So we're super excited. I think the production guys will be struggling to keep up with what we bring to the table each week. So we'll be the ones in trouble. So very exciting.
Okay, and does the company have further Asia expansion plans outside of Singapore and Hong Kong?
Yes, definitely we do. What I would say is that the demand from Singapore and Hong Kong is quite large at the moment. As I mentioned last time, we're doing a lot of e-commerce in that space. So we hope to be able to announce something very shortly with a very large e-commerce platform in Asia, which is really going to be quite significant. So we've had inquiries from Indonesia lately. We've had inquiries from Thailand. So we're actually sort of just trying to manage our expectations and our capability. I would never say never, but at the moment there's a big opportunity between Singapore and Hong Kong, and they're relatively easy markets to actually trade with because we have a very strong, long-established relationship with a lot of trust. And our supply chain works really well through that place. So we've currently got uninterrupted freight going into Hong Kong and Singapore. Other markets may be a little bit tougher at the moment, but once the COVID world disappears, we'll definitely be open to other Asian markets. It'll give us a bit of time to get ourselves established in that time. We're sort of growing pretty fast here, Jane. So as fast as we grow, more people. Once we employed, last week we picked up 20 odd staff from Daly's, and we employed another 3 on the side on top of that. So in our total, we have over nearly 50 employees now, and that's basically starting back in 1 May or 30 April when we listed. We would have had about 13. So the team's growing really quickly, and it's all about the capability and really good quality people. I've mentioned before, it's all about people and brands. We can all build factories, but you can't build people. So IP and people and our brands is everything for us.
So Michael, what other news can investors look forward to?
I'll tell you next week when we do this again. There's actually some, I'm just waiting for some things some more ducks to align, but really busy behind the scenes. I had a busy day on Friday talking to some other opportunities. I think, as I said, I mentioned before, the Daly opportunities sort of brought a lot more confidence out into the market of great producers that are looking to grow their business, and we want people to grow the business with us. We don't want to totally exit the founders. We want the founders to stay, and that's why Susie's here for the next 35 years. We've become a bigger family. We definitely don't want to acquire a business and let the founders go, because Susie's a good example. She has the IP, she has the passion, she just needs resources. And that's what my job is to do with my team, is to support Susie and the resource. I mean, Susie's got a whole family. Everything in this business is all basically being thrown into this. She believes in the dream. And it's a new world for her, going from private business to listed all of a sudden. How does it all work? And I said, let's just keep doing what we're doing. The rest will look after itself. So yes, there's definitely some more news to come, Jane.
Brilliant. Look, I think that's all we've got time for today. But thank you, Michael and Susie. And a recording of the webinar will be posted on the company website. And if we've missed any of your questions, please feel free to reach out via the contact details on the bottom of our ASX releases. But thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Jane, and thanks for everyone for logging on.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.